I was fired, in front of the entire company, over a mistake I didn't make.
And the worst part, they planned it. Not just the meeting, not just the accusation, the humiliation.
Every detail was designed. It was the biggest meeting of the year, quarterly review, executives in the room, partners dialed in, even investors listening. No one misses this meeting. No one. And somehow, I became the main event. My boss, Daniel, stood at the front, relaxed, confident, like a man who already knew how this would end. Then he clicked the remote, and my name appeared on the screen. Big, bold, center. Under it, $2.3 million client loss, responsibility Alex Turner. Silence, then whispers, then judgment. I didn't look around. I didn't need to. That's not accurate, I said.
My voice was calm, controlled, maybe too controlled.
Daniel turned slowly, smiling, waiting. Oh, so the report is wrong, he said. I looked at the numbers, then at him.
I'm saying the data was changed.
That shifted the room. People leaned forward. Something didn't feel right, and they knew it. Daniel laughed, loud, confident.
Incredible. You lose one of our biggest clients, and now you blame the system. A few people laughed.
Not all. I noticed that. I'm not blaming the system, I said. I'm saying someone edited the numbers.
He stepped closer, lowered his voice, but made sure everyone could hear. This is exactly why we're here. Then he turned to the room. This is what happens when people refuse accountability.
And just like that, I'm terminating your employment, effective immediately. No warning, no HR, no process. Just humiliation right there in front of everyone. I stood still.
No anger, no panic, just silence.
Because I knew something he didn't. And more importantly, I knew something he forgot. I closed my laptop slowly.
Understood, I said. That threw him off. I could see it in his face.
He expected resistance, emotion, and maybe even desperation.
I gave him nothing. I walked toward the door, then I stopped and turned back. Daniel? He looked annoyed.
You might want to check the system logs. A pause. A few people exchanged looks. Daniel smirked. Security will escort you out.
I nodded and left.
But what no one in that room knew
was that I had seen this before.
Not the exact situation, but the pattern. Blame shifted, numbers adjusted, people replaced, quietly.
Without noise, without evidence.
At least, that's what he thought. Because 3 months ago, I started noticing something. A report didn't match internal data. Then another, always small changes, always just enough to redirect responsibility.
Always right before meetings, right before decisions. That's when I realized this wasn't random.
It was a system, so I stopped trusting what I saw and started tracking everything. Quietly, access logs, version history, user activity, I built my own record.
Not because I planned to use it,
but because I knew one day I might have to, and that day came.
The next morning, I didn't go back to the office.
Instead, I sent one email to the board, legal. The CEO subject line, audit trail, urgent review required. No emotion, no accusations, just facts. 3 files. The first, full system logs, every edit, every login, every timestamp. The second, a screen recording. Daniel accessing my report, changing numbers, moving the loss onto me. The third, authorization records, override access, approved by him. 17 minutes before the meeting. That detail mattered.
Because it proved intent.
Not error, not confusion, control. I added one sentence.
I believe my termination was based on manipulated data.
Then I hit send and waited.
1 hour, nothing.
2 hours. Still nothing. 3 hours. My phone rang.
HR, Alec, we need you to come in. I almost laughed. I thought I was fired.
Silence.
Please, just come in. So I did. And the moment I walked in, I knew something had changed.
No whispers. No smirks.
Just tension, heavy, uncomfortable tension. Daniel was there, but different.
Not standing, not smiling. Sitting, quiet. And for the first time, uncertain. The CEO spoke. We reviewed your submission.
I nodded.
And? He looked at Daniel, then back at me. There are serious concerns.
Daniel tried to interrupt.
This is being taken out of context. Stop.
One word. That was all it took. Daniel went silent.
That's when I knew he lost. We verified the logs. The CEO continued. They match everything Alex provided. The room shifted again.
Now, they weren't looking at me. They were looking at him.
Daniel snapped.
You're accusing me of fraud? I leaned forward slightly. No, pause. I'm stating what you did. Silence.
You altered reports, reassigned responsibility, and approved your own access to do it. Then I added, and you did it. 17 minutes before the meeting. That hit.
Hard.
You could feel it. Daniel, is that true? Someone asked.
No answer, because there wasn't one.
The CEO stood.
Daniel, step outside. He didn't move.
Now, security stepped closer.
And that's when it broke.
Not anger, not arrogance, fear, real fear. He stood and walked out.
No one looked at him.
The door closed, and everything changed. The CEO turned to me. We'd like to reinstate your position. I shook my head. No, silence.
I'm not coming back. That surprised them.
Then what do you want?
I paused. I want the full audit released internally. That shifted the room again.
Not just clearing my name, exposing everything.
The CEO hesitated.
And that told me something. This wasn't just Daniel, it was bigger.
He looked at legal and then back at me. You'll have transparency. Not a yes, not a no, but enough. 2 days later, Daniel was gone. Officially.
Misconduct? Data manipulation? No details, but everyone knew. And internally, more names started surfacing, more reports, more inconsistencies. I wasn't the only one, I was just the first who proved it.
A week later, I got an offer. Competitor.
Higher role, better pay, but more importantly, more control.
We need people who don't panic under pressure, they told me.
I accepted, and before I left, I saved everything.
Logs, email, recordings. Because the truth is, people like Daniel don't disappear.
They evolve, they adapt, they try again, somewhere else. And next time, they might be smarter. So I kept the proof.
Not for revenge.
For protection. Because sometimes silence isn't weakness. It's positioning. And sometimes waiting is how you win. If you were in my position, would you act immediately?
Or wait until it matters most?